We're going to take a look at how we learn in this class. What is it going to take for you to get through the material and be prepared for quizzes and our midterm and final exams? So first and foremost, you need to know what the assignments are. So on our home page here on Canvas, you will see our calendar. You'll also find the calendar posted other places, and I have sent this calendar to you before. But most importantly are the exercises. That's where you're going to get your practice from. And so those are daily, except for some days where there's like Sundays, I have other assignments. And then when you're studying for the midterm and final, but you will see the daily exercises, exercise 2.1, 2.2. And so those assignments are due that day. There is no marking of late of homework, but you want to try to keep on pace here. You'll use late passes, which there's a link in the modules to explain what late passes are. But how you're going to learn is to go through and complete those exercises. Now, how do you go through and complete those exercises? Let's go ahead and take a look. And so you'll find that in the modules. And it's here in the modules. You will see a basic structure. Unit 1, module for Unit 1 is just a non-calculus material, and the material you need, the textbook, which we're going to take a look at. This video will be linked in this How to Learn in this class also, so you can find it there. And then a formula sheet that you will want to have access to, just so that you have immediate reference to important formulas for calculus. But what we're going to do is here, how to learn in this class. I'll show you, let me explain and then show you. Once you get started with each section will have a place where you can read the textbook. You will have a reference sheet of important formulas for those sections. I recommend you print and download those or have access to those also. The other formula sheet is just like an abbreviated one, putting everything into 2 pages. Here is the full, more explanations of the important content of the course. There are videos aligned to each of the sections. And then, of course, the exercises. So that's how you're going to proceed. And of course, you may not need to view all the videos or all the examples. It would be what you need, right, to do. But that's a good place to start to get a sense of how to do it. So Unit 1, again, is just the get to know you assignments, get to know you assignments, get to know each other, get introduced to the class. But once we jump into Unit 2 and get going, you can see you have the learning objectives, what you will learn. And then this is the textbook, right? And then a reference sheet. So the reference sheet are just reviewing special things from the textbook. So one thing you're going to want to do, right? And you will decide, because you have textbook material. And as the textbook material comes up, each section of the textbook, again, has the learning objectives. I know it's not always the most fun to go through and read, but you definitely want to get through the textbook and you'll see important definitions. And the way you're going to go, and there's also chances to interact, for me, is to copy down the examples, to get the examples down. Right, these are an important place to start, and then show the solution. You, of course, may not know how to do it. It give you new content. It could be something you reviewed before, but you want to then do that and review the solution. It's up to you if you want to try to do the checkpoint. If you feel you need the extra practice, then that's important to complete the checkpoint. And there's solutions to all the checkpoints you can see in in the textbook. And you may want to have your own link to the textbook or get through that yourself. So that it's not embedded in Canvas this way. You could link out, and there's many places to link to the textbook, so it's a separate folder or a separate window. But again, you can show your solutions, and then you'll see, again, the important context here. Show your solution. The checkpoints, there are solutions in the book for the checkpoints, and just not here. You have to go to the end to at least, not solutions, to at least see the answers you can practice. But this is what you also practice in your homework, right? So that's what the textbook looks like. This is, again, our free textbook, and it has, so I would get all the examples down for each section. That would be one of my recommendations to do so. Now, in addition to the textbook, like I said, you have the reference sheet, which just shows you the reference sheet would be just the list of all the formulas that you have here. And so you can link out to that and you'll get it in Adobe form. And then, again, my computer's a little slow right now. What's going on? There we go. And sometimes they're one page, sometimes there's 2 pages, maybe 3 pages, but just keep that in mind. Those are the reference sheets for each section. Now, the next piece that if you prefer videos, we've included the view section here. And some have more videos than others. I've tried to put the minutes, how long they are. And again, you may want to view these. You're going to organize your time. It's going to be a time-intensive activity. Sometimes a lot of videos. And you will pick and choose the way you need them, maybe in your homework as you get through them. You say, I think I got this average velocity from the textbook, I'm okay, or this rate of change, or what, let me really look at one of these videos, right, and get through it. And so that will be another way to do it. But there's a lot of content, right, for you to view, and you may not need to view all of it, but that's the videos. And then you get started within the exercises here. And this is what your MyOpenMath will be. Oops, I haven't finished the MyOpenMath assignment, darn it, to get access to it. And so your assignments are linked that way, but you want to know is that within each of the problems, there is also, within each of the problems, you will also have, let me open one up. This is just the actual formula. Let me just open it at 2.1 so you can see it real quick. What it's going to look like. So when you get actually into an assignment, right, this is my teacher view, you will see that not all questions, but all questions, again, you have your assignment, and then some will have question help where there'll be some text where you can read, and then you get some information around it. You can also, you'll see a video linked, and sometimes these are the exact videos that were inside of the module or the unit that we have explaining a similar problem to this one. So you have video stuff in here. Some don't have anything, so you'll see they'll just have read or something like that. But some don't have anything. But that's another place that you can get some help with the material. Another thing that I want to point out as you're getting through that, right, is that at the very end of the module, I have online homework help. And so I made an attempt to kind of do all the homework problems. But again, you want to only access this after you get stuck, right? And you're really kind of stuck here, and you'll see a link to material for the course here. And then this is the PDFs of the homework versus the ones you have if you want to print them out. Those, again, the questions will be different in yours, but these are just PDFs of it. And then you can see homework help for 2.1. I made some notations. I might have shown a solution to a sample problem here, so you can see some notes or references to important formulas. Again, you want to access after you kind of get stuck as you go through it. And so these are not the answers to your questions, but they are similar questions or guidance to give you a push if you get stuck on any of your online homework. So I think that's kind of, again, that's a lot of stuff to take in, and you want to start to organize yourself about how you're going to learn in this class. And so those are the ways you're just going to then proceed for each of the sections. And again, you're going to need to put the time in. You'll get stuck. And then what do you do when you get stuck, right? We're going to be using the Pronto system, so you can post questions there. Another place would be our concept quizzes. We'll be interacting with each other. I will also, if you go back to the calendar, let's go back to course information. There's the calendar again. With the course information, the calendar, the one that I've shared with you already. Again, this computer's slow today. Notice that on Pronto, I will be available in these sections here. You can post questions, and I'll dedicate time to answering questions during that time and posting them. So important to share with the class your questions. and then I answer those questions. So that's another place to kind of learn when you get stuck. So I think that'll be it for now. I'll have more information, of course, as we continue.